So there's so many of us that are thinking, okay, my kids are at some point going to maybe want post-secondary education, and the money, it is getting more and more every year.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to look at our American neighbors and say, ha ha, and now we're thinking, oh my gosh, things are getting serious.
Right, same price for education. Different political context, but same price for education.
Right.
The $64,000 question is how I'm framing this. Because if you've got a kid who's around 2 and they're going to go to school in 15 years, if they live at home, it's about $16,000 a year. That's 64 grand. If they live at home.
Okay.
If they live at home. Now, I believe very strongly in education, and I think there are 1 or 2 educators in the audience today.
There were
2 or 3, right? So we believe in education. It matters, but it's really, really expensive. And the younger your kids are, the more runway you have to ensure they take off successfully.
Okay, I loved that. I really like that. So we're talking about $16,000 a year, 15 years from now, if they're 2 years old and if they live at home. What if they're not living at home?
Oh, well, then the sky's the limit. I mean, you better hope that bursaries, scholarships, I don't know. But why I say that is tuition and books are the basic costs, but as soon as even if they live at home, they need transportation, they need money for booze. Or not.
I was like, yes, wait a second.
They do. They do. I mean, I know it's going to happen. Or whatever entertainment is going to be on offer. I don't know when our kids go to school. So this is the time to be talking about this. With your spouse, if you happen to be in a relationship, what could we do to increase income or cut spending to give us more cash flow for education savings? But also with your kids, because you want to be able to frame the trade-off that education savings is in a way that makes sense for them. So, hey, you know, we're not doing a sunny vacation this year because we're saving for your education. They're going to love that about as much as, you know, liver and onions, but frame it that way so they get it. And secondly, ask the question. I ask this of Abby all the time. She's 6.5, right? So I ask her, what kind of job are you thinking you're going to do to pay for your portion of the education? Of your education?
I ask my
what are you thinking?
All the time.
And playfully and funfully and fun. She's going to be like a ringmaster in a circus, or she's going to do whatever. But she will never not have been asked that question. It will be just always, she's just always known that she's accountable. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I like the idea of that for sure. Now, you're a big fan of using RESPs.
Huge fan for 3 reasons. Number 1, there's a huge need. It's going to be really expensive. Number 2, it is a guaranteed 20% return on your money. Where do you get that?
That's
in
a huge
a world,
return.
Bernie Madoff is now in prison, so there's no guaranteed return like he offered people because he's in prison. But it's 20% in the form of a government grant. So you put in $2,500 a year. If you can squeeze it out of that stone that is your budget, they will give you, the government will give you $500. That is just like unheard of. It's enormous. And that money grows tax-free over time.
Okay. If you don't have an RESP already, how do you start?
Open one up. All you need is your social insurance number. You could do it at your bank, with a financial advisor, through a scholarship trust. Just open one up and then set up an automatic transfer. If you can afford $20, do $20. If you can find $200 a month. Now, if you have more than 1 kid, there's like people are going to be thinking, there is just no way that's happening. I'm not finding, you know, $600 if I've got 3 kids. But find what you can, because time is on your side. It makes an enormous difference the earlier you start. And what people often don't know is you can catch up. So if you're watching out there and you're thinking, my kid's 10, what am I going to do? My kid's 10. You can, if you can find the money in your budget, you can go back and pick up a prior year and a prior year and a prior year. So you can qualify
you mean
for that
you've got
grant.
all of, you can get all that credit.
You can't do it all at once, but you can get the grant year over year.
That's okay, because I won't have the money all at once.
Right? That's right.
So no problem.
That's right, you're good.
The other thing I was going to say is, when you said a SIN number, you mean a SIN number for the kid?
Yeah, for the kid.
So get a SIN number for the kid. Yeah. I mean, even if you just push out the kid one day, the next day go to the SIN office.
Yeah.
Go fill out the
It's
application.
as easy as that.
Yes.
It's easy.
I thought Leo was crazy when we had this baby fussy trying to get him on the breast. She's like, so I'm going to go get a SIN number?
Yeah. Because we got to save
We've got
money.
other issues right now. It's like very important you do it right away.
Here are 3 areas, or 3 things you could consider to say RESPs don't make sense. If you've got high interest debt, you've got like 10 grand on a credit card.
Yeah.
If you've got low or no retirement savings, I actually advocate retirement savings before RESPs.
Why is that?
Because the kids will be able to borrow for education. You cannot borrow for retirement.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you're like 80? Hi, could I get a loan? I have no job, and I basically spend my day scrapbooking. Would you lend me $50,000, please? I promise I'll pay it back never. Because I'm dead. I'm dead. Here's the other thing is if your kids don't go to school, the money is not lost.
Where does
so
it
it could go to a sibling. It could go to a sibling. You can transfer it. You can actually use it in lots of places that people don't appreciate. So if you think you look at your kid, they're not going anywhere.
It's not going to happen.
This kid,
it's not happening.
this kid's living with me. They can use it at ballet school, cooking school, trade schools. They can do tons of things. Tons of institutes. The Institute of Hair and Nails.
They can do it.
They can put the money to there if they want to be an esthetician. Hooray for them.
Can you put it into an RRSP? An RRSP?
If they don't use the money, you may. There's certain criteria, but you may be able to transfer it to your RRSP, and also that money is yours. So you may lose the grant. If you shut the whole thing down and lose the grant, but you still get your principal.
Oh, that's really good to know.
So many reasons.